Hello guys, time to talk about Donkey King. So Donkey King is this movie that released in 2018. It is not an American movie. The it is made by Pakistan. So I'm really watching my foreign movies here. But this movie is there's two versions apparently. There is this version and there's the Amazon version. But they're practically probably mostly the same movie. The yeah, yeah. Basically, they're both practically the same movie. The since they're both, oh, not just a TV so of the movie, but the movie practically broke box office records. But just because the movie breaks records, aka Captain Marvel broke the highest grossing record for a female-led movie, doesn't mean it's good. You know, Fast 9 is probably another example of that, but I have not seen that movie. But there are lots of bad movies that broke records, aka the Lion King remake, Captain Marvel, but it seems that those movies typically have one thing in common. Those movies are made by Disney. But this is a movie made by Pakistan, not America. So, but is Donkey King even any good? Many of the reviews on Amazon say it is. But of course, IMDb does not like it. But IMDb and Amazon are two different audiences. But so the movie is basically a political movie. Yep, I watched the whole movie before I watched this video. I actually stayed up to 3 in the morning watching this movie for some reason. This movie actually had some funny jokes. It had some very funny. It had references to politicians all around the world. They had a hippo that's basically Donald Trump, the hippo. I think his name is even Ronald Crump, and he appears a couple of times in the movie. The and basically the plot of this movie basically why the king retires, and basically people don't like the person he picks, so they have to get somebody to run against the king. And they go for like 80 candidates, and they don't like any of them. And then they just pick the donkey guy, and he actually wins because and then, of course, he turns out to be bad. But then it realizes that the main villain, the fox was manipulating the whole time. So the main villain was saying, hey, let's pick all the bad people for the job. And then at the end, he basically goes to save the people who have been kidnapped by the main villains. And basically, they realize that he was right, and that they were actually kidnapped, and he saves them all basically. And basically at the end, because of the fox manipulating him, he doesn't want to be king. But then he said, no, you must be king, and he's like, oh, but the people picked you, so you must be king. And then he makes all the right decisions at the end of the movie, and presumably everybody lives happily ever after. The and yeah, this is basically a political kids movie, but I can't really say it's woke because it wasn't even made by America. It was made by Pakistan, another country across the world. So I can't really say, oh my god, Hollywood's going woke. This movie's terrible because Hollywood's woke, because this movie was not made by Hollywood. That's the thing. And this movie was kind of making fun of politics and politicians in a nutshell. So it even said you don't want to be like the rest of them, and Donkey because he became less like the rest of them. Them. Well, oh, you promise all this stuff, but you don't really keep them at the end. So is this movie good? The animation is good. The story is pretty confusing at points, and some other things, and it is a political movie for younger audiences. Again, this is on Amazon for free, but apparently there are two versions of this movie. I wonder how this version is. This is most likely the other version here. Here. And yeah, there we go. The Donkey King. So apparently, yep. And apparently they're still using Donkey King and other mediums. Yeah, they're also making a TV series about him being the king. So yes, that must be the TV series then. So yeah, so yep, there we go. The Donkey King, it's okay. It isn't as great as other companies, but it basically does what it tries to do. The animation is pretty great for a small budget movie from a different country. That probably isn't really that, isn't as there as Disney and and other companies out. So I'll give this movie a 5 out of 10. Goodbye.